most people's online profiles are pretty bad. And it's imperative today because it's where people go to search you out. And so you really need to make sure that it's very, very good. In terms of how do you translate things, then one of the things that you really want to think about is what is this, this line up here where it says, what are you? You know, who are you and what do you do? You don't want to just put your last job position. And for those of you who are, especially who are going into transferring, you might want to put down your skills or your talents or what, leading edge something, or a marketing strategist with this, or entrepreneur with, blank. But you need to put, this line is really important, and if you just put in your last job description, it leaves you looking blank. So you have to be creative in that line. There's a lot of things that you can do on LinkedIn that I'd really suggest, and what you really want to do is referrals. What are those called on LinkedIn? Recommendations, yes, I know, that's what it is, because I just did one for somebody last night. Do you have recommendations on your LinkedIn profile? Because you need them. And if you don't have them, go get them right now. And many of you will be asking people to write recommendations for you who are too busy to write recommendations. And I would encourage you to write your own recommendation that you want them to say for you. So it really focuses on the part of your previous job that you excelled in. Now, a lot of people think that that sounds really weird. I have a good friend who came out of 3M, and he was laid off from 3M, national sales manager there. He went and asked all his friends to write stuff for him. They all promised he would, and 6 months later, only one had written a thing on his profile. That's not really good when you're trying to get another job. You need people up there saying that you're wonderful, and you need them saying the wonderful things that you want them to say. And so I would suggest you think about what it is you want to emphasize, and you contact these people and you say, Susan, can you please write a LinkedIn recommendation for me? Here's something that, here's something, this may help you out. If you feel like you could use this, fine. If you'd like to write your own, feel free to do that. And you give them a choice in there. And the reason you do that is because busy people don't have time to really think about what you want written. And they really want to help you, but they don't know how to do that. So if you tell them what you want emphasized, they will be relieved, believe it or not. They'll be relieved that you've done that for them, because they want to support you, they just don't know what to say. So that's one thing that you really, really want to take a look at. There's a lot of things about LinkedIn in terms of how do you use LinkedIn to find out who to contact in an organization. I don't know if you guys have used it for that, but LinkedIn has some wonderful search parameters up here, and you should always go to the advanced search if you're looking to get into a job for a company and you want to talk to somebody there. The advanced search functionality up there allows you to type in all sorts of parameters, very much like the advanced search on Google, and is absolutely worth doing. The other thing that shows up on LinkedIn, besides your own profile, in which you want to have your resume there, but it shows up, if you're looking up Jeff in this situation, if Jeff was in a big company, it would show down here, it would show people who have looked at Jeff's profile have also looked at these people's profiles. And so you would start to get a picture of other names and accounts of other people. So right down here, there's this thing. People who have looked at Jeff's profile have also looked at this profile. And you will see a number of other names, because one of the hardest things people have when they're job hunting is finding who to contact, getting the name. So LinkedIn is a tremendous resource, and you absolutely should be doing that. I saw the other day, had anybody seen SlideShare presentation? You know what that is? It's a PowerPoint presentation where you can put together, SlideShare is like YouTube for PowerPoints, okay? So you can put together a PowerPoint presentation to highlight your job qualifications. And I've seen a couple people now that are doing incredible SlideShare presentations, and it comes right down here. And you can have it about your job and your accomplishments in your last job and what you've done. And you can put it together in maybe 10 or 15 slides. You don't want to have it like a resume. You want to have each slide highlighting something important. I saw the most brilliant one the other day. It's actually, you create it in PowerPoint. You create it in PowerPoint. So you just get PowerPoint, you do it, you upload it to a SlideShare. SlideShare is like YouTube, but it's for PowerPoints. So it's just make a PowerPoint, upload it to SlideShare, and then it's available for anybody else in the world to see. It is the coolest thing I've seen, and it's a way on your LinkedIn profile to do something like that. But I am seeing people doing a lot of YouTube stuff too, and being able to link some of these things together. People like to see who you are. You know, so you're more three-dimensional, and I would strongly suggest you think about doing a YouTube about who you are and what you've done. And just talking. It takes a while to do that. You can do it with a little flip nano camera, or you can do it on your own PC, because a lot of them have recording devices. A little flip nano is it's a little recorder that's like the size of your telephone. And you can do it. You need to practice, and you need to script it, and you need to actually think about it, and then you need to watch it from the perspective of an employer. But again, it's making you stand out from the average person who's out there. And that's what you really want to do. You want to be able to showcase some of your talents. And if you've done some cool things, why not have some different highlights of different things that you've done to really showcase who you are? Yeah, that's the thing, that we don't even realize some of the things that we do because we just do it and we minimize some of our best things. So the question then is, how do you find the right name and the email address, right? Okay, that would be a good logical next step. In terms of email, where can you go? Zoom Info right now has a freebie for job seekers. And if you go to Get Back to Work Faster, my website, getbacktoworkfaster.com, and if you go to the blog section, I have a thing in there about Zoom Info has free access for job seekers, which will give you access to a lot of people's names and email addresses. You can also use Jigsaw, which you may have to trade some names in email addresses. They're like a business card exchange for people, and so you enter in the contact information of maybe 10 people that you know, and then you get 10 names. So you have to, it's like, you know, we're going to sit down and trade cards. And you can put in people that you know, and you know, it's like we're filling out the phone book together as people trying to do it. So Jigsaw is another good resource for that kind of thing. I mean, I'm an open networker. I have a lot of connections, and partly I have a lot because of my position in my market space. But I mean, I get hit up a lot. Not a lot. I get hit up maybe 3 times a month. You know, and I've got over 5,000 connections, so it's not a lot. Well, come on, you got to start being more promiscuous. Really, I'm a promiscuous networker, and there's nothing wrong with being promiscuous. You know, don't tell my mother I said that, but that's really true. There's nothing wrong. People scare you that you're going to connect and people are going to want to link through you. You have every right to say no. And I just write a note to people if I don't know the person on this side and I barely know the person on that side, or vice versa. I just say, you know, unless I know both parties, I'm not really well, I'm not comfortable passing on a recommendation. And that's all it is. But the truth is that you could get passed on by other people, you could get access. And a lot of people are afraid because they haven't used LinkedIn. But I mean, like I do have over 5,000 connections, and it's not abused. And I don't have any trouble. But there's no reason not to network with people if you're trying to connect with the greater world out there. I mean, that's all I can say. LinkedIn is where it's happening for the business community. It is where entrepreneurs are on LinkedIn by the gazillions. So just about all entrepreneurial firms there's really good data if you're searching for anybody on there. And you can find connections for connections that you didn't know exist, especially if you're finding and connecting with people in the metropolitan area here. And you connect with this guy, and he doesn't know you, but he may know people that might, you know, you might want to know at Carlson Companies or the state of Minnesota. Just so there are connections that you can make through that, and it doesn't matter if they're not strong. What matters is that sometimes you just need to get a name through, and I have passed people's name on sometimes as well. Don't be afraid of LinkedIn. Don't be afraid of it. Go there and research. I find it's really good for researching the names of companies and organizations that I'm interested in. And it's really, really good for the entrepreneurial growing firms because they have put everything up there. It's the bigger firms that you don't have quite as much data on.